Greetings to everyone out there in YouTube land. I basically just want to make this video to tell you that the whole texture packs idea is in fact going to come true, and I want to showcase them all first. But unfortunately, ever since I've switched to Windows 7, whenever I try to record the main menu of the game screen, or yeah, the game's main menu basically, the picture gets flipped and the color scheme just gets screwed up beyond all belief. Browns turn into yellows. I think the gray turns into some kind of bluish, pinkish weirdness. So basically I can't record the menu, which means that showing these texture packs off is not going to be easy. I'm actually going to have to show myself in-game with them. So I've just started with the default textures. I've given myself a whole bunch of shit so you can see what it looks like. Yeah, and I used... this is a pretty weird world, pretty weird starting area, to be honest. There's a lava flow over there, there's a big old mountain, there's plenty of exposed stone, there's some half-iced over water. It's pretty weird. And there's random sand here, and then some snow everywhere, and then just some random grass. You may also notice that the, grass, for grass blocks, if a grass block has other grass blocks underneath, adjacent to it, the sides of the actual grass block will be grass as well. That's part of a mod. See, this one doesn't have it because the block below it is a dirt block. And see, this side has it because the block... like, there's no block below and adjacent to it. If I were to put a grass block right here, that would turn to grass. Like, to proper grass, and not this grass. So, I basically just wanted to show this off. So this is the default textures, and I will resume recording when I have the next texture pack on. Alright, so this is the Arcane texture pack. It has a pretty mage-like, wizardy feel to it. Basically, yeah, see, for example here, the diamond sword is actually like a staff. And the bow and arrow is a staff. And guess what the arrows it shoots are? Fireball sprites. So that's pretty cool. I personally do like that. This is a 32 by 32 resolution texture pack, which means it's slightly higher res. And some iron ore right there for you. Coal looks like some kind of weird gem-like thing for whatever reason. Lapis looks a little bit weird. Diamond looks kind of generic. But yeah, I like how the flint and steel is like a fire gem. It's pretty cool. But also, this is one of the few texture packs. I don't know if you can actually notice from the text type here, but it's actually one of my only 2 texture packs that I currently have that actually uses HD font. So it's pretty nice. And all texture packs will have this grass fix because it was a universal mod that applies for all texture packs. So, yeah, you can just look around. That is actually coal. It looks almost like some kind of weird lapis lazuli diamond-ish thing. You may notice that the pigs and stuff still have the default textures. The texture pack isn't quite finished yet. In fact, I'm not even sure if I have the most up-to-date version. I was going to check earlier today, but I neglected to. And, yeah. And for some reason, grass with snow on it still has grass on the sides. But, yeah, that's the Arcane texture pack. On to the next one. No, that's a screenshot key. Right, this is the clean design texture pack. It makes a few slight modifications to the weapons. I'm sure you can tell from the way they look different. And overall, it's kind of like a simplified texture pack, but I'd never like things too simple. So I figured clean design would be perfect, since it simplifies the game without oversimplifying it. But you gotta admit, it is pretty clean. Just overall, it's pretty smooth with everything. And yeah, I think it overall looks pretty good, but I wanted to have a simple texture pack included, so clean design is where it's at, man. So that's that. On to the next. DokuCraft. There are actually 3 versions of this. High, dark, and light. And light is the default, so I'm going to be using light. DokuCraft Light. Because it's the default graphics. The weapons and tools have all been remade. I think they look pretty darn nice, especially the crossbow. Well, it's not crossbow. The bow and arrow. Looks pretty awesome. I'm not too crazy on the look of the torches or the ingots, but I could care less, really. I like the look of the tools. And I just overall like the look of the textures. You may notice the armor doesn't have any changes to it, though. Yeah, that's that. On to the next one. Wait. Just gonna give you a nice wide look at everything. Yeah, on to the next one. Faithful's textures. This is basically the default graphics except high resolution and slightly remade because it's high resolution. Yeah, it's basically a slight remake of the default textures made in 32 by 32. Although you may notice that with this grass texture, it's kind of hard to see where ledges are because it just all blends in so well. That doesn't happen with all the texture packs, and someone just IN'd me. Damn it! But yeah, that's that. I think it looks pretty nice overall, and it keeps the original feel of the game. On to the next one. GeruDoku. This is actually my own semi-customized version, and when I say semi-customized, although it probably doesn't look very different from the ordinary GeruDoku, you may notice that, for example, the diamond tools look different. They don't look like the default ones. They look kind of more like they were actually made out of diamond. Except way more epic! Yes! Yeah. I do quite like this one. This is probably my standard one that I'll use outside of the ordinary game. The ore textures look a little bit less ugly to pugly, in my opinion. And yeah, I think it looks overall pretty good. So, yeah. That's that. Have a panoramic view of everything, including this little floating white snow block that you don't give a shit about. It's important, and you know it. Take a look at the lava and how well it looks in its animation. Notice how there has been more snow over the water now for whatever reason, even though it hasn't snowed or rained or anything. It's very important to note. Oh, it's getting late in the day! On to the next one. Yes, this is Good Morning Craft. This is a bit of a happier style texture pack. It simplifies the game, and it currently uses the painterly things, but, you know, I think it looks pretty nice. It's very similar to Jolicraft, which is the one I'm gonna show after this, but they are still a bit different. This one was inspired from Jolicraft, though. Again, kind of hard to see where ledges are in the grass, though. But that's okay. I'm sure we'll be able to manage. Overall, pretty solid texture packs. The only problem that I have is, in case you hadn't noticed, aside from the different material, all the textures for the actual tools and stuff are the same. Whereas what I like about Jolicraft is that they actually look different, and you'll see. So yeah, on to Jolicraft. Okay, Jolicraft. This one actually switches the textures up. Like the items. Like, notice how they're not just different materials, they actually look different in more ways than one, which I always liked. Yeah, nice. Again, it's a lot happier, a lot less... basically, just... I suppose you could call it quirkier, maybe-ish. I don't know. Call it what you want. It's a bit less dark. So yeah, on to the next one. Mixcraft HD. Now this one, as you might notice, we're getting some texture weirdness going on with the sword and stuff there. I'm not quite sure how to fix that. I have patched the game for higher res textures, but that effect is still there. Now this is a semi-realistic texture pack, so yeah, as far as the whole realism factor goes, it kind of makes the game look a little bit weird because it's just so overly realistic. Which is why I'm never going to use photorealism, which I also have in my texture packs list. I just want to have it for the sake of being able to say I have a 128 by 128 resolution texture pack. Besides, the game lags like crazy when I have that on, so that'd probably not be a good idea. And I'm gonna need to change it today. Luckily, I have single-player commands installed, so there we go. Easy as that. On to the next pack. This pack is one that you probably already recognize. This is the one that everyone... basically the one that most people know about. It's the Painterly Texture Pack, and it's my own customized one. So that everything looks the way I customized it. I have my iron armor and stuff, and yeah. Basically, this is kind of like the standard texture pack that you'd use to, if you didn't like the default graphics. Either that or Quandary, I guess, which is what I'm gonna showcase next, actually. But yeah, that's iron. I made it so that the ores look a little bit more noticeable. For example, that's iron. I didn't like the standard coal texture, so I changed it to the variant, which I think looks a lot better. And yeah, that's Painterly, folks. I do quite like the Painterly pack, although I always thought that the diamond tools looked a bit big, and I could never tell what the hell, like how the hell this is supposed to be a shovel, and how the hell the diamond hoe is supposed to be a hoe. But whatever, I can live with it. On to the next pack, which I believe is Quandary. Next up, we have, as I suspected, Quandary. This one is currently outdated at the moment, but I'm sure it'll be updated at some point. This one is kind of like, it aims to keep the original feel of the game, while still, remaking the textures. I think it does a pretty good job of it. I do notice that some of the textures are a bit darker, but that's pretty inconsequential. What I really do like, however, is the ore textures for whatever reason. They are easier to see. For one thing, they're easier to notice for whatever reason, and, yeah, overall, pretty solid texture pack. You may notice that the grass goes down on the sides of the block more, and it's still hard to see those damn ledges. Maybe it's not texture pack specific. But, you know, I like it. I like the whole grass thing. So yeah, it's another texture pack to add to the list of potential choices. On to the next one. I'm going to take a guess that it is Jolicraft. Oh wait, no, I already did Jolicraft, damn it. It's going to be SMP's Realistic, isn't it? Yeah, probably. I was right, it was SMP's Realistic. Now, special note on this SMP's Realistic. I don't know if you remember back to the InDev and Alpha days, but back then, SMP, the same person who made SMP's 32x32 texture pack, made a 16x16 texture pack called SMP's Realistic. And, he stopped updating that one back in, I think it was like July of 2010 or something like that. But I had a copy of it, and, I updated it myself. Basically, for the missing textures, I put in textures from Mixcraft Basic. Because I'm only ever going to use Mixcraft HD. So I figured may as well just use Mixcraft basic textures for this. So that's how this came to be. I do quite like the look of the diamond tools in this one. They're pretty nice looking. This is 16x16. The ore textures, they look pretty nice too. They look a hell of a lot better than they do in SMP's 32x32, I can tell you that much. In my opinion, in the 32x32 one, as you will soon see, they just look ugly. I may put a download link up for this at some point, because it kind of is exclusive. I just swapped in Mixcraft basic textures for the missing textures for this one. And so, you know, you can't really get it anywhere else, you can't really download it anywhere, so I think that's pretty nice. So, yeah, on to SMP's 32x32, which is actually the last one. Final one, SMP's 32x32 pack. This one was actually stopped being updated in October of 2010. Which, wasn't exactly, you know, I'm not entirely sure how long it lasted, to be honest. Because I'm not entirely sure if he stopped making a 16x16 one in June. But, oh, hang on, no, the textures have been replaced. Oh, they look good now, sorry. Yeah, the ore textures. But, yeah, this is basically what they look like. basically all the textures from Mixcraft HD have been patched in to replace the missing ones from this texture pack, but most of it's original, so I don't think you'll be having many problems with that. I always thought the diamond spade looked weird in this one. I don't know. It just kind of looks... It looks off. It doesn't look very smooth at all compared to the other one, the other diamond tools. But, you know, that could just be me. Just be me. So, now I kind of have to say this while I'm still in game. Also, you may notice that... Yeah, it's the armor. You may notice... Lava creeper! Lava creeper! That's my current skin. I actually have 6 different creeper skins. The ordinary creeper, the lava creeper, the water creeper, the frost creeper, the hell creeper, and the earth creeper. Yeah, it's all 6. And, I don't know if how often I'll rotate through them. I don't know if I'll rotate through them at all, but right now I'm using the lava creeper. Next up on my lineup will probably be the water creeper. But, yeah. Now, I was saying that my idea to switch texture packs went through and that they would be periodically switched once every 10 videos. So how's that whole deal gonna work? My plan for it is basically, you guys are gonna vote on which ones on which one I should use next, basically. And, well, like, you guys are gonna vote on the order that I play them in, that I use the texture packs in. So basically, what order I use the texture packs in is based on 3 different things. It's based on, it's based on 2 different things. I'm getting all tongue twisted. So basically, what you should do is you should vote on whichever one you want me to use next. Because I've already finished recording the ones with the default graphics. And, like, the 10 videos that use the default graphics. So you guys are going to vote on which texture pack you want me to use as the second one. I already have 1 vote in for Painterly, from Digital. Because he wants to see what my customized Painterly texture pack looks like. So that's 1 vote for Painterly. And basically how this is going to work is, just vote for whichever one you think I should use next. And you can just continue voting throughout the LP for ones that I haven't already used. And basically, the texture pack that has the most votes gets to go next, and the one who has the next most votes gets to go third, and next most votes gets to go fourth, and so on. If there's a tie between the 2, then I'll just go alphabetically, whichever one comes first alphabetically. Now, the way it works is, you can keep voting all throughout the playthrough, as long as it's a texture pack that I haven't already used, because whenever I switch texture packs, I'm going to look for what place is this what place each texture pack is in. You know, for example, if when I switch right now, like maybe, like whenever I finish uploading part 10, that'll be when I switch, and let's say Painterly is in first place, so I'll switch to Painterly. And then, when time comes around to switch again, I'll check and see which one is in first place aside from Painterly at that time. You see what I'm saying? And if there's a tie, I'll just go alphabetically. So basically, if I haven't already used a texture pack, you can still vote for it. And the way it can work is, you can vote once every time I switch. So once every 10 videos, the same person can continue voting. And I know who's voted and who hasn't. I'm gonna keep a list, huh? And the other final request I wanted to make was that I would really like some feedback on this one, because I really don't get very much feedback. At least not very often. I don't very often get much feedback when I do these kinds of polls, and it kind of makes me sad sometimes, because, you know, I feel like I should let you guys decide what you want me to use. And, you know, just, I don't know, I feel that I want more response from the user, so I highly encourage you that if you're watching this video and you have a YouTube account, that you please vote on a texture pack, because the more votes I get, the more interesting it'll be. So that basically concludes this texture pack video. I wouldn't be surprised if it was something like 10 to 15 minutes long. And, yeah, I'll see you guys around. Goodbye.